You know that feeling, right? That constant kind of low-grade hum of anxiety just buzzing in the background of your life? Well, we're usually told it's a problem with our brain chemistry, something to be fixed. But what if the best solution isn't some new age hack, but 2,300-year-old wisdom from Aristotle? I mean, does any of this sound familiar? The feeling that you're just going through the motions? Maybe you've done everything you were supposed to do. You've ticked all the boxes, but there's still this nagging emptiness, a sense that something fundamental is just off. And what's the standard diagnosis for this? Well, the modern world is pretty quick to tell you that the problem is you. Oh, it's a chemical imbalance, it's a character flaw, maybe you're just not grateful enough. But the message underneath it all is always the same. You are broken. Okay, but what if that entire diagnosis is just wrong? Let's throw that idea out for a second and look at this through a completely different lens. A powerful reframe that has, believe it or not, stood the test of time. Here is the absolute core of the idea, paraphrased from Aristotle. No estás roto, estás desorientado. It means you are not broken, you are disoriented. And that one little word changes absolutely everything. It shifts the problem from being some kind of personal failing to simply a navigational error. It's like your internal compass has just lost its true north. So if you're not broken, then what in the world is that feeling of anxiety? Well, from an Aristotelian point of view, it's not a malfunction at all. It's a feature. Think of it like your soul's check engine light. It's a vital, important signal that's trying to tell you that you've strayed from your path.
And that path, it's guided by this incredible Greek concept called telos. The best way to think of it is as your inherent potential, your natural purpose. Just like an acorn's telos is to become a giant, mighty oak tree, your telos is to grow into the best possible version of yourself. It's the you were always meant to become.
So what does it feel like when you're disconnected from that telos? Well, every day just kind of feels the same, right? You don't really know what you want. You find yourself wondering, what's the point of all this hard work? And of course, there it is again, that constant low-grade anxiety. This isn't a chemical problem. It's an existential one.
Here's a perfect metaphor for it. When your life doesn't align with your telos, your soul is basically a fish out of water. The suffering you feel isn't because there's something wrong with the fish. It's because the fish is in the completely wrong environment.
Okay, so why are so many of us feeling disoriented like a fish out of water? Well, a huge part of the problem is something we can call the pleasure trap. See, our modern world has made it incredibly easy to mix up two very, very different kinds of good feelings. And that confusion, it's a major source of our emptiness.
Aristotle saw this coming. He made this super important distinction. On one side, you have hedony, that's pleasure. It's that instant, addictive spike that fades almost as quickly as it comes. Think of the rush from endless scrolling, getting a bunch of likes, or eating junk food. Then, on the other side, you have eudaimonia. This is deep, lasting fulfillment. It's earned. It's the kind of good feeling you get from mastering a skill or building a real relationship. It grows over time. And our modern world is an absolute expert at trapping us in this loop of cheap pleasure. You endlessly scroll to get that quick hit, but then the session ends and you've built nothing of real value. So that emptiness and anxiety come rushing right back in. And what's the easiest way to escape that feeling? Well, you pick up the phone and start the whole cycle all over again. This paraphrased quote just nails it. A soul that's only fed on pleasure rots, just like a body that's only fed on sugar. It's completely full of empty calories. You might feel temporarily full, but you're actually starving for the real substance, for that deep fulfillment of eudaimonia. So, how do we break out of this trap? How do we recalibrate our compass? Well, the Aristotelian cure is stunningly simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. In fact, it requires us to flip our modern assumptions completely upside down. And here it is. This is the one idea that can change everything. Emotion follows action, not the other way around. We've been taught our whole lives that we need to feel motivated to do something. Aristotle's truth is the exact opposite. Your feelings, your motivation, your confidence, they aren't the cause of action. They are the results of it. Look at this comparison. It lays it out perfectly. The modern era is saying, I'll act when I feel motivated. You're just waiting for the right feeling to strike like lightning. But the Aristotelian truth is, I'll feel motivated when I act. You don't wait for the feeling, you create the feeling through action. This simple shift puts you right back in the driver's seat of your own life. And this is exactly how character, or what Aristotle called virtue, is built. It's not about having some magical, innate feeling. It's all about taking the right actions, especially when it's hard. You don't wait to feel brave to face a fear. You become brave by acting bravely while you're scared. Action is the engine of all personal growth. So let's bring this all home. That feeling of anxiety that's been bugging you, it is not a disease that needs to be cured. It's not a notification you just need to silence. It's a message. It's your inner compass, spinning like crazy, begging you to just look up and consciously choose a direction. I really want you to let this next thought sink in. That feeling you've been fighting, the one you've been told is a sign that you're weak or that you're failing, it is not your enemy. It has been your ally this whole time, just trying to guide you back to your true path. Ultimately, your anxiety is just an alarm clock for your soul. It's ringing to wake you up from a life that is smaller than your potential. So the real question isn't, how do I turn this awful alarm off? The real question is, what is this alarm waking me up to build?